Here on Top 30, we've been covering the devastating effects of Hurricane Harvey for the people of Texas and surrounding areas. With around 50 inches of rain covering East Texas, things are pretty dire. But if there is a bright spot in this storm, it's the incredible stories of hope and unity that are surfacing. Like this one out of Conroe, Texas, about a group of volunteers who use their voices to lift up their fellow volunteers and the displaced. Today we have on the phone one of those voices that carried hope to the victims of Hurricane Harvey, Victoria White. Victoria, thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, Victoria, your story is incredible. Can you tell us just a little bit about that day? You went to a shelter, is that right, with a group of volunteers? Did you go with the intention of singing?
We did. A lot of the shelters here in the area are at capacity for volunteers. And the idea is if we can keep volunteers while they are needed, if we can keep them at a minimal number so that as far as like fire codes and things like that, we can house as many displaced people as possible. And so the volunteer coordinator did let us know we don't have a real need for hands and feet moving donations and sorting things. But the morale has just been a little low. Thankfully, they hadn't had any incidents or anything like that. But she was like, we just need something to kind of boost the morale. And we were like, we can totally come and sing. So the intention from the beginning was to go and sing, and then any other miscellaneous tasks or jobs that they had for us, we wanted to be able to do that as well.
And what was the response when you lent your voices to lift morale?
People actually started to kind of gather and sit up from their cots. And I'll be very honest, when we went out to the middle of the floor, my friend Marquise Taylor, who kind of helped coordinate the whole event, I was like, are you going to say something? And he was like, absolutely not, just bust out singing. Wow. And so I was like, I started to think, like, in this 10-second span, all these thoughts started to flood my mind. Like, these are people of different cultures and ethnicities. And what if they don't like this type of music? What if they don't even believe in God? What if they believe in a different God? What if they just want to sleep and don't want to hear me singing right now? And so all of these thoughts kind of flooded my mind, and so I just kind of thought and prayed to myself, and I said, even if they don't hear or believe or receive the words that we're saying, like, I just hope that everybody can feel some sense of hope through what we're doing. And so it was absolutely a surreal moment to see people of different races and ethnicities, different cultural backgrounds, different language barriers that were placed between us. There were so many Spanish-speaking people present, and to see these people all united in one moment by this feeling of love and hope that even if we don't understand or agree with or believe in the words that you're saying, you can feel the hope and the joy and the love. And so it was absolutely surreal to be a part of that and to witness and experience it all yesterday.
Victoria, you're giving me goosebumps.
I literally had goosies the whole time.
And you know what? You said something really important. The thing about music that is so incredible is that no matter how different we are, music can always unify us. So I think you're onto something, and you've got to know, Victoria, that what you did touched so many people, not just in Texas, but around the world, because the video you're featured in, when someone had that smartphone rolling, is going viral. How does that make you feel that you, in that moment, were able to touch so many people in the midst of such devastation?
I feel absolutely humbled. I honestly do, and that's the only word that I can think of that best describes how I feel. And I initially thought I felt overwhelmed until I was like, it's not about the new friend requests on Facebook or how many messages I have in my inbox to try and respond to. It's about people not only in Texas, but across the nation who've been able to feel this hope and joy. And one thing that I was really kind of, I guess, settled by this morning when I initially started to feel overwhelmed was that in that moment, like, God wanted to send hope not just to the people who were gathered in that shelter, because that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that God wanted to send hope and love and joy to those people that were gathered there, the 500 or 600 people. And he did, but it was that he was just as concerned with people across the globe who needed hope in their own individual storms and situations.
Right.
And so just knowing that I could be a conduit for that, it absolutely blows my mind. Like, I'm a small country girl, and I have never imagined that.
I will say that you can sing, girlfriend. Are you a trained singer, or did you just sing in the shower, or what? Like, are you a professional?
I have some professional training. I was a musical theater minor at Sam Houston State University, and so I do have some professional training, mostly with like show tune, Broadway kind of singing. But my roots are in the gospel church, just down home Southern gospel.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're putting that gift to good use. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I kind of do. Can you sing just a little bit for us?
Absolutely, I can.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wonderful. Okay, just take it away.
How
About
about
30
Amazing
seconds
Grace?
of whatever, maybe something you sang to the good people there in Texas.
Okay. We'll try for Amazing Grace, something
Perfect.
that most people will know.
Okay.
Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Wow, Victoria. You can't see it, but you're getting a standing ovation from the Top
Oh,
30
wow.
studio.
Wow.
Victoria White, thank you so much for your time. I want you to know what you and your fellow volunteers are doing is not a little thing. It's a big deal, and we applaud you. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll have you back, okay, when all this is past. We'll have you sing for us again.
Sounds great.
Okay, bye-bye. And we want to let
Bye-bye.
all of you watching know that it's easy to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. No dollar amount is too big or too small. We've listed some resources for you on our Top 30 Facebook page. And with that, we're going to get back to more of today's top stories.